As spawning in the top left-hand corner of Oceanborn, we have the blue Protoss player. The blue Protoss representing Team Little Fairy, or Twisted Minds, I believe. It is Shameless. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the red Zerg player from the land of Belarus, representing the Platinum Heroes. It is Nikich.
Game paused.
As it looks like we have a bit of a pause, we might have another cat's break. The cat may have jumped up on the keyboard once again. It has happened already. So we'll need a moment here before we can sink our teeth into this series. But thanks for letting us know. Apparently Zero Brain is also a Terran player. I'm unfamiliar with Zero Brain, but best of luck. I could be mistaken, but I don't know if Zero Brain has actually competed in our tournaments before. I'm actually really curious to check here. Let's see, Zero Brain. Did compete last week in STC 59. Okay, I haven't seen... Oh, Zero Brain actually won the random raffle last week. Let's go. True. Did win the random raffle. Love to see it. So cool to see Zero Brain back to back. 2 weeks in a row. And of course back to win it again. As we are jumping back in. Looks like our players are ready and we can settle into game 1. Let's go. But I do see Matt in the chat. Matt was also another Zerg competitor here this week. Did meet his end earlier, true, at the hands of Shameless, but now we have his Zerg comrade here to avenge him. Let's go. I'm here for it. I'm ready for it. And we'll see how Shameless does approach this. I do consider both Nikich and Shameless pretty similarly skilled players. Shameless, of course, is an up-and-comer. He's around 18 years old, has been improving quite a lot over the past 6 months, and has been rising through the ranks amongst the European region. Nikich has been around quite a bit longer. Likewise, has been around the middle of the pack for a lot longer as well, but has been having some deeper and deeper runs in the Sparkling Tuna Cup. Has been having deeper runs and is even last week's champion. Do you have to recall that as well? Nikich, he is the reigning champion of Sparkling Tuna Cup. It was his first win of the year. I think we were checking, and yeah, it was his best performance in Sparkling Tuna Cup in quite some time. So we're looking at those stats. We'll see if he can do it again. We'll see if he can do it again. For now, we're settling in. Is going to be a standard opener, hatch gas pool out of Nikich, not going for any kind of 15-15, any earlier gas timing. Likewise, Shameless is opening up with a gate expand into Cybercore. So no shenanigans early on as we throw down the juice box. Get some juice. Beautiful. No predictions? I got you, I got you. Predictions are open. Are open in the chat. You can place your bets. I think by now they would have closed. Now they would have closed. Again, it is going to be a Stargate opener. Stargate opener out of Shameless, working towards Oracles. Shameless, he doesn't really want to deviate too much. He thrives mainly in the mid-game. Getting into Oracle Harass, potentially into Glaive Adepts. Shameless has been one to embrace Adepts in the past. Shading to the natural. Threatening the mineral line. Not getting much more done. And there's that first Oracle in production. Now we will have to count workers. We will have to count them. I'll try to make sure we have a OBS or Observer Plus for the second game. Ooh, and that is going to be a Robo and 2 bases. Okay, Shameless, you have my attention. So it's going to be an Oracle opener into what looks to be very committed 2-base play as we delay the 3rd base in favor of some heavy tech. Robo, and a Twilight Council. Now, this could be for something a little bit crazier. This could be for something like a Templar Archives into a delayed Archon drop. We have seen players like Creator and Geralt embrace this from time to time. Otherwise, this could be a little bit more committed, as the extra gateways are on the way. We're getting up to 4 gates. Do we enter something crazier like a Soul Train-esque push? What are we going for? The Overlord will confirm. Nikich dips in, gets eyes on everything. And it is going to be charge. Okay. It looks like it's going to be a charge-based all-in. There's that Templar Archives that we spoke of to go for an Archon, to go for Archons, to reinforce. But this is going to be very committed. And for the most part, Shameless is Nikich is fully aware of what's going on. Back at home, he's going to be responding with a Bailey Nest. Bailey Nest has been thrown down. No Roach Warren, which is concerning. Ideally, you would have Ling Roach to defend against this. Instead, it's going to be Ling Bane Queen. As a Prism is moving out. Templar Archives about to finish up so we can reinforce with Archons. Again, it is going to be that Archon drop. With a wave of Zealots behind it as well. There we go. Lings, they do get on top of the third base. They do attempt to cancel. At least they confirm an expansion. Here come the Archons. Archons are morphing in. Charge is done. No, wait. We canceled charge. Okay. Okay. He's cooking. We canceled charge. We're committing with the Archon drop at the same time. Lings, they hit the third base and we're going to force a cancel. And there's very little to defend back at home. Probes are on the fire at depths as well. Archon trying to drop in. The Queens are in position. And Shameless, he's not quite ready for this. Lings, they slip into the main. Yeah, Slow Lord's coming to reinforce. And Nikich's gamble, it pays off. Remember, he skipped the Roach Warren. Was being greedy. But the drop into the main does get a Queen. Queen goes down. The rest of the army a little bit late to respond. Lings have been cleaned up. In total, that was 11 probe kills. And now we can just keep dropping. We can rotate between the main base and the third. Over and over again, getting even more drone kills. Oh my god. There's some brutal connections. That was 10 drones going down in an instant. Up. And yeah, you can see how difficult it is to defend without roaches. As your Ling Bane is just so fragile, so brittle against this army. Or against these two Archons. But now we're finally stabilizing, we're holding on. At the same time, Shameless getting fully saturated on 3 bases. Nikich has a 4th, but no saturation, is building up more roaches. And Nikich may just opt to go for an all-in. He may just double down and go for a Roach Ling Bane all-in instead. As he does catch an Archon, Shameless, ooh, a little bit distracted. Big loss there for Shameless. That should not have happened. 1 Archon goes down. Picking up, getting out of here. And Nikich, you can see he has not been droning. He's not been droning up. We're massing up more army. Roaches, Ravagers, Lings. Bathing speed is on the way. And it's going to be all or nothing for Nikich. And the third base of Shameless, do we have enough? That is the question. Do we have enough to defend? We have some cannons and shield batteries in position. Immortals are amassing. Archons, we have sentries, we have force fields. But Shameless is moving out at the same time as this push. Does spot the army. Does spot the main army. Nikich pushing in. The Vials, they shut down those force fields. Baileys are rolling forward. No more sentry. No more force fields. Yeah, the sentries, they're out of energy. Baileys are rolling in. Oh, and they will crash into the sentries. We're trying to get on top of the Immortals. And can we? So far, the juggling is solid, and we are saving the Immortals. But the Archons are going down. And down to 1 Archon. The Immortals are saved. We're holding. Yeah, Shameless, he does hold on. It did cost him his entire army, except for the Immortals. Does keep them alive, and he will shut this down. And very nice defense by Shameless. And now Nikich is in trouble. Nikich, he's down in workers, he's down in economy, and Nikich is still not droning. We're massing up more army, more Ling Roach Ravager. Now we start droning, but this is late. Ay, ay, ay. Very late saturation, very late droning out of Nikich. Not like this. We get the Zella drop in towards the natural. We try to get some damage done. We get one drone. Oh! Barely not a second. Prism into the main. Nikich still not droning up. And he's getting ready for the second wave. He's getting ready for the second all-in. Prism is siege. Biles, they should not connect. We do unsiege in time. Well, the Prism under fire. Up! The Hail Mary Biles. And the longer this goes on, the better it becomes Shameless. Look at how many immortals we have. We're making 2 at a time. We have 9 immortals. Soon to be 10. Crazy. 10 immortals here for Shameless. A Roach army is going to do nothing against this. We have 2 Ravagers. We have a lot of Lingbane. The Lingbane has a lot of work to do. Has a lot of heavy lifting here. Storm is now done. And as long as the Storms are half decent, I don't see Shameless losing this fight. You can see we're trying to stagger the army. Rolling on forward. 1 Immortal's going to be going down. Banelings are crashing in. Ooh. Yeah, we're forced to storm. Yeah, massive storm on the Banelings. Banelings are shut down at the same time. Some Lings, they do slip into the main, but we have a cannon in position. Shameless will defend. Yeah, he defends the main base. He defends the third. Across the map, Zealots, they get into the main base as well, delaying reinforcements. And Nikich is in a rough position. He will deny the 4th, though. Ooh, that's a kill! That's a kill, not a cancel. Okay. We're still in this. It's getting scrappy. On the one hand, Nikich doesn't really have a solid economy, but neither does Shameless. They're both on 3 bases. I mean, I would still favor Shameless's economic situation, but Nikich can attempt to bring this back. More Ravagers on the way. We're up to 8 Immortals, soon to be 10 again. Alright, getting there. Nikich is going to be moving out. We're getting ready for the 3rd wave, essentially. The 3rd all-in of Nikich. Let's go. But he's mainly Roach Ravager, and pushing into 10 Immortals, like, this army just cannot do anything. At the same time, we try to distract, we try to hit the 4th base, but Archons are in position, and these things are going to be shut down. Shameless is defending, and Shameless is snowballing out of control. He's breaking on out. And now's the time. Now is the time to push. As how does Nikich deal with this army without lurkers, without hydras, without any other higher form of tech? Vipers. Just don't have the ideal. We're stuck with a mid-tier army against this, against Shameless. Here we go. We're pushing out. Show us the storms. Oh, High Templar looking exposed. There we go, massive, oh my god, insane storms on the Lingbane. The Lingbane does melt. And Shameless can keep pushing. Reinforcing with more High Templar. Archons on the way. Biles do graze the army. And we're starting stepping forward. We do lose an Archon in the process. Ooh. Massive storm on Nikich. The Prism does go down. The Biles have been impressive here. But again, Nikich can only do so much with so little. As we have 20 more Lings on the way. As long as we bring everything together, as long as we can reinforce, we're going to be okay, as reinforcements are in production. They're racing across the map. High Templar goes down. We file down an Archon as well. Nikich making some magic happen. Fighting his heart out, Biles. They take down some zealots. Another Archon goes down. Now it's purely immortal. Boys are being pulled. Biles once again they connect. Shameless has been taking so many Biles to the face, but it's still enough. GG gets called. Shameless will take game number 1. GG. GG, well played. Nikich was basically all in the entire game. He was all in the entire time. Alas, was unable to break the defenses of Shameless either at the 3rd base or at the 4th base. Did attempt multiple times there, but alas, Shameless was able to hold on. Likewise, had a very interesting opener as well. If you recall, he opened up with a fake charge build going into a delayed Archon drop, which did do so much damage. And with that, GG, Shameless takes a lead. Shameless does take a lead, and we'll see if Nikich can bring it back. Remember, Nikich is last week's reigning champion. He is the Sparkling Tuna, but now is struggling here in the quarterfinals. Can he even reprise his role in the grand finals? Can he make it? Let's go. Let us go. As it looks like the event is underway, and for the most part, we're settling into our top 8. Looks like Geralt versus Zero Brain is still ongoing. Does the Terran hope survive? Can we have a Terran in the tournament? We'll lie in wait. As for now, we're going to be jumping into game number 2, and spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Side Delta, we have our red Zerg player from the land of Belarus, representing the Platinum Heroes. It is Nikich. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the blue Protoss player representing Team Twisted Minds. It is Shameless. Here we go. Kind of surprised not a whole lot of players from the Asia region in the STCs. They usually are. They, like, as I mentioned before, like, usually we have some more Korean representation. Rebellion is here. Rebellion, of course, the Korean Protoss. But at times we have players like Luna C, Hon Mono, Nightmare. For whatever reason, this week they're not here. I mean, Nightmare is busy. Nightmare, he's playing in the Stormgate tournament. There's like a Stormgate invitational that's been going on, and I believe Nightmare has been competing in that. Likewise, I believe Hon Mono was otherwise preoccupied with the there was like a Brood War / SC2 event last week, and that was ongoing as well. So I'm missing a couple of our Korean regulars. Likewise from Southeast Asia, Nice is typically here, but Nice is nowhere to be found this week. Same with Lemon. Part of that could be because of WTL. World Team League is in a couple of hours, and players that compete in WTL usually, at least in day 3 of WTL, usually don't sign up for STC just because they do clash. The beginning of WTL does usually clash with the finals of STC, and we have had forfeits in the past. Forfeits by players like, you know, Lemon or Nice or Nashin, where we have to either like reorganize the finals, or they have to forfeit ahead of time just because of the upcoming matches. Is less than ideal. You know, we do our best to avoid like scheduling conflicts, but it is sometimes hard to schedule around WTL. That can be a factor. Quickly double checking. Yeah. Starlight Twinkle, they're playing tonight. So it makes sense for Wayne not to play in Sparkling Tuna Cup this week. Just because he's playing first for Starlight Twinkle in WTL. Does make sense. But now we're calming things down. Once again, it's going to be a Stargate opener out of Shameless. Meanwhile, Nikich going Hatch Gas Pool into a 3rd. We'll see if we can fight back. We'll see if we can avoid the non-stop PvPs, Pappy. Oh, God. It's going to be a Void Ray opener. Interesting. Void Ray out of Shameless. Void Ray moving out across the map. Shameless will threaten the shade once again into that natural. Just keeping Nikich on his toes. Keeping him busy. Void Ray moving out. Now the purpose of the Void Ray is to hunt down these Overlords, to keep the Zerg player in the dark, and to keep them guessing, to keep them, again, shrouded in mystery as to what the next build is going to be, what the next opener is going to be, and we have our answer! Looks like Glaives. Looks like Glaive Adepts. We have a Twilight Council, 2 more gateways, all before the third base has even been thrown down. We're getting up to 4 gates, and show us those Glaive Adepts. The other option, if we were casting Hero, I would say it could be Blink for a 3 base all-in, for like an 8 gate to Blink Stalker timing. But very few players actually embrace that, so again, it should be Glaives, and yeah, it is Glaives. So Glaive Adepts by Shameless. And Nikich, how do we take up and how do we respond? Again, Nikich is in the dark, but because he's in the dark, we should be going for a safety Roach Warren or a safety Baneliness, just to cover ourselves, just in case it is Glaive Adepts. Nikich has encountered this build before, and there it is, safety Roach Warren. Okay, so Nikich will have the tools to defend. Unfortunately, this Roach Warren is not a part of the ramp, which means we are going to be lacking SimCity to wall off and to deny the shade into the natural. So no SimCity, no wall off is going to be available. That is a little bit concerning. Does mean the Adepts are going to have a little bit more free reign. We have our first push. These are going to be Vanilla Adepts into the natural, into the main base as well. Drones are going down. Uh-oh. Yeah, we do target fire so many workers. It's going to be 7, 8, 9. Can we get 10? Can we get 11? Can we get, okay, 11 drone kills, and we're not done. The Oracle comes in from behind, and we're going to get 13 worker kills, and this was merely the first phase. And this is not even our final form. Glaives just now finishing up, and here comes the real push. Here comes the actual aggression from Shameless. Earlier, that was merely a taste of what's to come. Lings, they will hit the third. They can't even get a kill. Yeah, massive surround on the base, and ooh, we did turn around for a moment. Getting us around the Adepts, trying to buy some time, and back at home, what do we have to defend? We have nothing. Roaches are on the way, but they're not ready yet. So the Roaches are not ready. We're getting into the mineral lines. Drones are going down. We're shading into the main. We got 4 drone kills, 5 drone kills so far. Queen does fall as well. We almost get another, and we're pulling Nikich apart. Yeah, he's just having a hard time keeping up. Void Ray even going for the base itself. Going for the hatchery. Clutch Transfuse keeps the Queen alive. Hatchery does barely live. Ooh, but brutal positioning. Lings, they cannot get on top of these Adepts. The Lings are melting. Drones are falling as well. And this may just be the end here of our reigning champion. This may be the end of the Zerg Hope, as Nikich is the last Zerg player in the tournament. And there's only so much you can do to stop the Sparkling Protoss Cup. It's we're coming back, Pappy. We're coming back. As they're still not cleaned up, they're still shading in. Across the map, the base did survive. The Nexus did live, which means, I mean, we're perfectly fine with our economy. We focused on another couple of drones. And Nikich at this point is all in. Nikich, he's down to 35 workers, barely an economy. It's all or nothing for the Zerg player. We have to send everything across the map. Lings, Roaches, Ravagers, everything we have. And now the name of the game for Shameless is Survive. Can we survive? Can we hold? Oh my god, Shameless almost finding those Ravagers, which would be huge. Force are thrown down. Ravagers a little bit too far back. We only have 1 shield battery. Oh, Shameless is not ready. Shameless is not set up for the defense. Overcharge is popped. A lot of Stalkers already went down. The Biles, ooh, they take down the Void Ray. Likewise, Stalkers getting caught out time and time again. And Nikich is trading well. He's trading well, but is it enough? Oh, it doesn't look like it will be. Biles, they take down the cannon. Now we finally get more shield batteries on the way, and we will clean up the army. Again, Nikich, he did trade well, but there's still just so much to work with here for Shameless. It does reinforce, does warp in. Down to 2 Ravagers. Down to 1. And soon to be 0 Ravagers left. GG gets called. Shameless will survive, will take it, and will advance on to the semi-finals. GG. GG, well played. Shameless does take the series, does take down the reigning Sparkling Tuna Cup champion. Very well done, and will be our second semi-finalist. Meanwhile, we have some more updates here. Zero Brain was the lone Terran player here that was standing, that was surviving in the bracket. Of course, Captain Fish was here earlier, did get knocked out by Nikich. Zero Brain has fallen. As a result, this is no longer the Sparkling Tuna Cup. Welcome once again. Something you should be familiar with, the Sparkling Protoss Cup. As we have non-stop PvPs ahead of us. Let's go. Let us go. We have Cristiano, Shameless, Geralt Rebellion, and Art. Oh boy, we have 5 players left, but only 1 Protoss will survive. Who's it going to be? Who has the best PvP amongst all these players? That is the real question.